So you're an INFP or an ISFP, and you get stressed out every once in a while, and you just feel like punching a wall, punching yourself, or like picking somebody up and physically moving them around. And that's not who you are, right? That's not who you naturally are, but you're stressed out. So this video is going to give you a massive tip that I use whenever I get stressed out as an INFP myself. So it's going to help you reduce that stress and get all your parts and pieces working together. What's up, team? It's Sherman here from Geek Psychology. So this video is for IFPs and even EFPs. This will come in handy every once in a while, but really I'm focusing on that deep underlying inferior aspirational function of extroverted thinking. So let's talk a little bit about the bits and pieces working together here, and then I'll go into the tip. So first up, we lead with introverted feeling. Feeling is a decision-making process. It's a judging function. So it helps you understand what you should do and then take those actions, right? It's that constant voice saying that you should do this, right? This is how you make your best decisions because you've spent a lot of time focusing on this. Hopefully, it's going to be in a way that is going to take everybody's feelings into account, but it starts with you. So it's feeling, but it's introverted. So feeling is making decisions that are harmonious, that are considering the people, and using that and emotions as like the key data point. Okay, so there's a little bit of thinking lingo that I'm using, but it's using that to make the decisions, right? Like if I do this, if I say this thing, how is it going to affect this person? How are they going to feel? Right? It's introverted, so it's taking that and capturing it and going over it like your conscience is weighing it. You're deciding, do I like this decision? Do I dislike this decision? And of course, it gets to deeper and deeper levels of nuance and understanding the more you use it. This is why when a lot of us IFPs are younger, we have that kind of stereotypical emo vibe because we're not sure about our emotions right now. And that's how we use our decision-making process the best. So this is important to understand because if you are aware of that reflective conscience character within you, that heart character that is checking in with yourself, seeing how you would feel in this situation, how you have felt in similar situations, using that to make a decision, often you transplant that onto other people and you say, okay, well, if I were in this position, I would probably feel this, and then I would want this to happen to me. Or I wouldn't want this to happen to me. Okay, so it's a very, very internal, there's not a lot of language for it. It's constantly reflecting over who you are, how you feel about this, how you've organized your emotions and your feelings and your sentiments around a certain thing. Do I like this? Do I dislike this? It's evaluating it and then putting that onto the situation and deciding how you should act. That's hard to do in a lot of situations. It's just not necessarily the way that the world is made all the time, right? You can't do math like that. I've tried to feel my way through math and it doesn't quite work. But you try to do that enough, and if it's not working out, your psyche is going to get a little unbalanced. It's going to start freaking out because you're constantly trying to heal through the situation, use your emotions to make the decision, and it just doesn't always work. In those situations, your psyche, your mind, whatever you think of it as, is going to say, okay, well, I guess let's just do the other thing, and it switches and it goes to extroverted thinking. Extroverted thinking is this strategic commander type energy. As you would imagine, it's very confident, very sure of itself, and delegating and assigning tasks and checking what's the return on investment and energy on this and the measurements, right? Is this the right choice to get us to where we want to go? A lot of times emotions don't really come into play with that. Like if you're considering the emotions, then you're not considering logically, objectively, the task at hand and how to get all the pieces working together to achieve your goal. All right, so a lot of times for IFPs, it comes out as anger. It comes out as micromanagement, frustration at the situation, and you do what you can do to make a change. A lot of times that is that anger. Like anger is a very powerful emotion. If somebody expresses anger, a lot of people just back up. A lot of people give in. A lot of people don't interact with that. And then you get to set up the system how you want. And then you can go back into, okay, this is what I wanted. This is how I feel good about the situation. For me, it has come out as punching walls or beautiful bookshelves. I've punched a hole in a wall before, but I don't punch people. I don't hit people unless it's myself. Sometimes I'll hit myself, and that might sound weird, but if you're an IFP, I think you understand what I'm talking about. All right, we wouldn't do it to somebody else, but ourself, or an inanimate object, maybe we can do that. You can mess up your knuckles like that. So anyway, let's talk about how to return to that calm, peaceful IFP nature. Like we're such like chill people. We don't want to harm anybody. We don't want to be in this frustrating situation. We don't want to put our goals onto other people or make people do things that they don't want to do. Right? But when that strategic commander voice is speaking the loudest and we're just drained with our reflective conscience, we can't do it anymore, that's when that comes out. So the biggest daily tip that I would suggest here, that I like to do whenever I can, and I don't do it as much as I used to, but it's to clean. It's to clean your house. I know that sounds awful. I know you don't want to do it, right? We're perceivers. It's just not, we don't want to put everything in order in its place and put the scissors in the scissor drawer because that's where the scissors should go, and just making all these rules that feel labored. But if you wake up and if you start cleaning and go over in a simple like checklist of these are the things I want to accomplish. I want to clean this room. I want to clean this. I want to clean this. When you do it, check it off. Oh man, you just start feeling good. It's putting all the blocks into the right place, and you're giving that strategic commander the little bit of charge and recognition that it needs to feel good about itself, and then it'll calm down. Right? And the more attention you put into that, the more often you do that, the more rapport you build with that character, the more you're going to be able to use it wisely in a situation where you're starting to heat up and things are not going well. And when you get into a bad situation, and you can't just be like, hold on, I'm going to go clean my house, because that's a little weird. Although I do suggest trying it. I suggest saying, I need a minute. I need like a half hour, okay? Please let me go over here, let me do what I need to do, and then we'll come back and talk about it. I think that is one of the best things that you can do, but it's not always available, right? So what you can do is still take a minute, right? Because you have to separate yourself a little bit from it and go into if-then statements. If this happens, then this happens. You're simplifying the outer logic as simply as possible and using little measurements to do it. And you're saying, okay, these are the repercussions logically of what is going to happen. Okay, don't attach your feelings to it. Just say this and this and this and this and this. And it's going to let you connect a little bit more to TE in a positive way that's going to help you drive your goals and actually do something that is going to be able to be worked on with your partner or whoever you're talking to at the time. So those are just two simple tips. Really, really do that daily quest. Clean, straighten up things, organize things a little bit, and check it off the list. Just even like 3 little things and you'll be good. Okay, do it enough that you constantly build that energy and rapport. All right, so please let me know down below in the comments what helped you from this video, what you've done in your past to reconnect, to your natural state. And please share this with any other IFPs that you think that it will help, because we need everybody working at their best. And when somebody's freaking out and they're in the grip of their inferior function, that's not the place to be. That's not the skill set that we need to tap into. All right, so keep up the lifelong questing. Good luck, have fun. Peace.